during the elections that so many Kenyans don't know, and I will be speaking about it. What do you think some of those things are?
Actually, let me start with this. When you look at the law that enables the IEBC, especially the IEBC Act, the first schedule expects, let's say, this time around we are staring at the chairperson of the IEBC vacating office by January, right?
Yes.
So the law anticipates that the process of his replacement, himself and the other two commissioners should have begun at least 6 months before January. At the moment, we do not see any process again that has kicked off with respect to the replacement of the impending vacancy in the office of the chair and the two other commissioners.
All right.
The reason I see a lot of politics in this is the intention maybe to send all of them packing once and to replace them once. Is that where we are headed? Because I do not see a scenario whereby the process of replacement of the three whose term we are sure that will be lapsing, that particular process as envisaged under the law has not begun. So is what I ask myself is, are we waiting for Parliament to get rid of these four, a tribunal to be formed, maybe just to rubber stamp what Parliament will find out, to create a vacancy in the offices of these four, then we combine with the other three and have a fresh commission? Maybe that is why, for me, I see a lot of politics in this, because we are not even following the law. By now, we should have kickstarted the process of replacing the chair and the other two. Away from that, when it comes to what the Azimio leader is doing, I find the biggest failures, those who are failing him to be the members of Parliament who are in that particular National Assembly or even the Senate. The Azimio fold. Those are the people who ordinarily fail him. These are the people who are supposed to bring this out. These are the ones who are supposed to champion whatever he's saying. And now he's the one who is forced to call for public barazas, maybe to call on Kenyans to at least see, to come through, to maybe save these four. I do not know how Kenyans are going to do that. Probably, does it mean they'll be camping at anniversary towers? I don't know about that. But all I know is the particular representatives who are both in the JLAC committee and in that house are the ones who are failing him. There is a bigger way or a better way of bringing this particular issue out to the people. It is not just about walking out of that particular committee. There is a bigger or a robust way of airing your opinions in a very mature way when you are a member of that particular committee. When you look at, again, the game of numbers, I think Azimio is equally doing well in terms of numbers. When you look at the particular membership of that particular 15-member committee, they have a good number inside that particular committee. Are we again finding ourselves a scenario whereby Parliament is again captured? That is what I think Honorable Rigathi has been saying prior to the election. He was saying that they're going to release Parliament out of captivity, out of the state captivity. Are we again staring at such a scenario? What is forcing the Right Honorable Raila Odinga to now call on the people of Kenya to come out to maybe see how this four can be handled? And again, another thing is that we understand Cherera and the other three had rushed to court. Then the Honorable Mugure Thande is the one who had pushed their matter to inter-parties, I think in December 15 or 16 thereabout. Meaning, they tried to sort for the judiciary's intervention, maybe to stop the process, which they did not succeed at. But for me, what I find is, whatever is ongoing at the moment is within the law. In as much as there's a lot of politics within it, it is within the law. Nobody is doing an illegality. The people, I mean the parliamentarians, are simply following the law. Then I think the better way to counter it is use the same members of Parliament to maybe counter that particular process. They're equally entitled to share their opinion, their views in that particular committee. We know JLAC is a very vibrant committee that is supposed to give feedback to the main house within 14 days as anticipated under the standing orders. I think for me, his biggest failures are his foot soldiers in that house. In that house,
all right. Do you hold the same?
Well, I mean, to a large extent, in any sort of representative democracy, you wouldn't be sure that the representatives who are given the power, that is the members of Parliament, would represent the cumulative interests of the people who elected them, you know. And I think that's what the Right Honorable Raila is doing. That because we know this is no longer a legal process, it's technically a political process anchored in law. So what you do is very simple. You put pressure on the representatives so that they get to understand the sentiments of the people that they represent. And I think that pressure is necessary. If they've not been doing they've not been pushing the Azimio agenda or protecting the interest of Azimio, then it is incumbent upon the Azimio leadership to find other ways of doing it. But I would also say that, you know, some of these things, in as much as they're enshrined in law, you could actually read some sort of political mischief.
And
when you expect any alternative voice to make substantive contribution to the conversations outside there, there isn't much of a big alternative voice than Raila Odinga's voice. So if there is perception that these 4 commissioners are just being hounded out of office for political reasons, even if MPs were to speak their voices hoarse, it would have the same impact that Raila has.